Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Hinterland. Happy Friday to y'all. So I was just checking out an animal placeable chickens. Thank you, Tin Man. You steered me in the right direction. I have found, I think, the one you were referring to. This one holds 800 chickens. This one holds 400. This one holds 800. And it's not very big. So, yeah. I'm not going to plop it down quite yet, but this is the one we're going for. I think we could use another 800 chickens. I actually wasn't quite right about the egg situation. We're not as bad off as I thought we were with eggs. This morning I woke up early on the farm and grabbed all the eggs I could and delivered them to the donut shop. And I believe... was it the donut shop and the... oh boy. The donut shop and was it this place, I think? I forget half of what we have. Yeah, I did drop some eggs off here to our cookie factory, but you can see it holds a ton more eggs. So we do need a ton more eggs. We'll get there though. No other placeables, no other productions. I haven't done any of that. I did get started on a couple of other things though. I'll show you. We are almost the proud owners of the entire Hinterland map. We are two spaces away. We are two spaces away from owning it. So we need a little more money. I spent a ton of money. I just bought land, went to town. Merry Christmas, by the way, here on Hinterland. It is December, so I thought it'd be nice to put down for the tourists, for the kids, some Christmas trees. Heinrich, Greta, and the animal dealer lady, whose name shall not be named, gave me the go-ahead on deconstruction of this center island. I already took one tree down here. This one's probably going to come down. We're probably going to leave this... is this a maple, I think? It kind of looks a little maple-ish, maybe oakish. Tin Man, you'd know if that was a maple tree for sure, but... anyways, that middle one might stay. Otherwise, we're going to get to that shortly as well. I also installed finally, the vehicle... oh, shoot. Now I forget what it's called. the farm manager mod. Yeah, is it the farm manager mod, I think it's called? And you can see I've parked the Sadie. I put it in the park position. I think that will, for one thing, then you can't tab to it. But I also think it will keep our friend, the Combine, from trying to use the Sadie as an unloading wagon. I'm going to test it and see. I think it will, though. But that is the Farm Manager mod, in case you're not familiar with it. It's kind of cool. It actually just got an update today, and that's what kind of reminded me to install it. I'm actually looking at this. I don't know that I remember it having a placeable overview. That's interesting. I don't remember that. Wow, do we have a lot of placeables. Oh my gosh. I have never had so many placeables on a map ever in Farming Simulator. I'm loving it. Oh, I love Hinterland. I've had more fun on this stinking map. I just absolutely love this map. What was I going to get to next? I'm forgetting something, I'm certain. But let me show you what I got started here. So we own all of this now, except for these last two little plots down here. And I need to buy 42 so I can continue on my way with this field. But here are the fields I have added. So I've got this huge field. This is going to be the biggest field we have, I think it's fair to say. Working on that one. I got this one done, and I outlined this one. We're going to put another big one down here. That's why I want to buy this plot so we can get this field created. This little section here, I'm not sure what to do with that. Maybe I'm actually kind of thinking about like a solar array or maybe our windmill farm. I think that would be a really good spot to have some passive income just kind of down there tucked away. And then here, probably some more animal stuff. Here's our cows, and we were going to put more cows down through here. Chickens and cows, I think, through here. Might do a field right here. We'll see how that goes. But we need some cash so we can buy these last 2 plots. So let me tell you what's going on here with these. So in lieu of the weed problem that I've had on this map, and it's not just this map, but the weed problem I've been having, I've been thinking this through. It's been really bothering me. It's the techie part of my brain that's been itched, or scratched, or bruised, more like it. This field right here, I actually used Omatana's paint by numbers kit, so to speak. Let me show you exactly what I mean by this. So this field here was completely created. Well, I outlined it with a plow, but it was completely created using Omatana's field creator deal. All right. So you just use this and, you know what I'm saying? And it creates a field. All right. Then, try and get over here. The next field, this field I outlined with a plow. And I want to, we'll make this easier. This field, I want to use a standard plow to create it. So an actual plow from the game. I don't really care if it's from even if it's a mod, I'm going to use a plow. Then this big field down here, I am going to use, I think you saw it, the John Deere is hooked up to our big Bedner cultivator. And the reason we can use this is because of the mod cultivator as plows, basically. It's a mod that lets you it lets you take any cultivator in the game, modded or not, and turn it into a plow. My thoughts being that those fields that we had weed problems on, you know, the weeds that wouldn't go away with a weeder, I think I created all of those fields this way with a cultivator as a plow. In fact, I'm almost confident I did. And I'm wondering if that's what's causing the weed issue. And the way I figure I'm going to find out is 3 fields done basically 3 different ways. And I want to see if the weeds continue to be a problem. It's not a big deal either way. Shoot, we could just disable weeds at this point. I like the way that it leaves behind these dark spots where basically there was either bushes or I think in some cases maybe flowers. It looks like flowers leave behind the darker spots here too. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Either way, it creates a field. So if you follow what I'm throwing down, that's kind of the idea behind that. That's more of just a, wow, that thing is giving it a workout. It's more of just for my own sake of trying to understand why it is I'm having weed problems here and there. But this is a big field. I think it's our biggest. I think it's safe to say it's our biggest. I kind of wish there was a measuring tool. I'm trying to think of how you could. I think you might be able to get a field size if we create a custom courseplay field. That might tell us a field size. I'm not sure. But it would be kind of fun to see how many hectares. I guess we could estimate by knowing how many hectares each plot of land is. We could get kind of close, but it would be nice to get a little bit more accurate even than that, just to get an idea on how big exactly these fields are. The idea here is I'm just going to give it a nice thick outline and then probably end up putting down creating a custom courseplay field and letting courseplay finish creating this field. Of course, the Omatana field paint deal is exceptionally expensive to do, which I get because, well, it's the lazy man's way of doing it. But we also have the mod that, well, it's free. It makes it free. So there you go. I don't pay for grass, planting grass, well, meadow grass, and basically any of that landscaping stuff. It's kind of, I think the mod may even be called free landscaping. I forget what it's called, but yeah, that is kind of where we're at. There was something else that I think I'm forgetting to mention. I'm trying to think of what it is, but we're getting darn close, very close to full ownership of Hinterland, which will tick one of the boxes off of when we are going to stop playing this map. That was definitely one of my goals, was to own the entire thing. And then from there, it's kind of just icing on the cake for what we do. I like this Bednar, but I'll tell you what, you can see how it's kind of, it's a little goofy sometimes with the, seems to get stuck in the upward flex position. See that? It kind of gets stuck. I'm not sure why. I think it's just the way it is. And usually if I grab it and slam it on the ground, it fixes those joints. I think it gets stuck once in a while on some pretty heavily uneven terrain, and then it doesn't flex its way back down flat. Otherwise, I really do like this cultivator. It's really slick looking. And it's a Giants mod, so there you go. Sometimes even Giants can have some flakiness with their mods. I would be curious to see if this gets fixed at all, but guess we'll see. It shouldn't get stuck. I certainly wouldn't think that's a feature. Even when it does kind of get stuck on the wings there, it doesn't impact its, its performance or its ability to do what it needs to do. Yeah, that's a nice looking field. We're gonna have fun with this field. Not quite sure what the first thing is we're gonna plant on this field. I'm tempted to do something very stupid and do sugarcane. I can't do it. Oh, I can't do it. I'm tempted to, oh, did you see that? See how it got kind of stuck a little bit there in the corner? I'm tempted to do something like that, like a sugarcane, or, oh my gosh, I honestly think sugar beets might be worse, or potatoes. If I'm going to do something like sugar beets or potatoes in this field, we're going to be getting some pretty unrealistic mods to do it. Because there is no way in God's green earth or God's green hinterland that I am going to run around these giant fields with a 3 or 4 meter potato harvester. It's just not, I'm not up for it. Of course, it wouldn't be me doing it anyways. It would be Courseplay. So there you go. Good luck, Courseplay. Kind of soothing work. I actually really enjoyed creating fields. That's another thing that I never realized I would have as much fun doing. That was like one of the things when I started this map. I think that was one of the things I was most worried about. And I know for some people, they'll be like, what? What are you talking about? Worried about it for? Well, it's just the way my brain works or something, where it's like I just thought to myself, how am I going to, create a field? How am I going to know what boundaries to make? How am I going to know how big to make it? And of course, as always, worrying about things that absolutely didn't need to be worried about. That's been a struggle my entire life. I think I'm getting better at it, but I still find myself occasionally worrying about things that you just don't have to worry about. Now I think that finishes off a thick enough border for us to... Let's go ahead and get our little buddy out of the way here. Probably should do some smoothing on this field now that I'm looking at it. What do y'all think? Should we do some smoothing? Let me do a quick save on the game here. And let's grab our smooth tool. And let's just see. I wish you could zoom out even more. What happens is if you smooth one area too much, then it makes like this massive ridge. Maybe I should wait and just see how... I should probably just wait and see how our cultivator and seeder handle this field. Why don't we do that? Let's just hold off on that then. Let's grab our... Boy, excuse my throat. Let's draw a custom field. We'll start right in the corner. Probably... I don't like that. There. See, that's getting... I can fix a lot of this if it gets a little bit silly. And we're just going to wing it around here, up here, and here. Majority works here, pretty much, is kind of the idea. I didn't need it to be that high, but that's okay. We'll have to probably fix that little nook right there, Brad. I don't think I can just... I wish you could kind of go back one thing, but you can't. So, is what it is, but it's not a big deal. And I try to connect them as best I can. Something like that. And we can save this custom field. It's probably CP1. So there's our new courseplay field, so we can set up a job. I would like to know the total area of this field. And I don't think there is a way to do that. Even on the field calculator, I think I've tried that before, and it doesn't calculate custom courseplay stuff. So anyways, let's create a job. And let's do... I don't know how we should handle this. I would say I'm going to do 2 headlands. We're going to do sharp. Let's just generate that and let's see what it looks like. Once in a while, I've noticed with courseplay... Did it generate it? Nope, it's taken a while to generate it. Holy cow. Still working on it. Once in a while, I've noticed with custom fields that courseplay will do this really wonky start point that's like way off in the distance. Is it still calculating? It is still calculating. Wow, I was about to say the game froze, but that took some effort. Let's look at something here. Does it show? I guess it doesn't really show all the calculations. Man, it must have been bust and hump. But this looks pretty good. It looks like the start point is well within the confines, and the end point is right there. I don't see any super stray lines going anywhere. This is a little wonky here, but I think it'll be okay. I say we go for it and hope for the best. We'll drive over closer to the starting point, so Courseplay doesn't take a half an hour finding it. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a good hour and a half, I would think, if not 2 hours, to get this done. And that's with a pretty big cultivator. I might be okay. This might be decent. The only thing I notice when I do this once in a while, when Courseplay is turning and doing different things, it'll go outside the lines, and I can always come back and fix that pretty easily, so I'm not too concerned about that. There's our start point, by the way. Brad, go ahead and... You know what we could do? Just thinking this through. Let's unfold. Oh, that was nice. I think what we can do... Did I turn off field create? Nope, okay. Let's try something here, because it just takes Courseplay so much more time to do these short back and forths that, generally speaking, I can do them a lot faster. So why don't we follow the course to where Courseplay starts actually doing some longer rows. I would say right around this one here, but that's going that way. Let's set up Courseplay to start on this row here. Man, I'll tell you, the Fint is getting a workout. I wonder if the John Deere, the 9, would be even a better choice. I think they're pretty similar in horsepower, but I think the John Deere has a little bit nicer turning radius. So 670. Oh, wow, yeah. I didn't realize. Wow, wow, okay. John Deere has considerably more horsepower. Where are you, Mr. John Deere? Guess where you're going, buddy. We're going to get out the big dog. Might as well. Use the big dog for the big field. This is probably one of my favorite plowing tractors. So the goal, hopefully, is to get these 3 fields completely done and prepped, seedbed, ready to go for planting in the spring, so we can take advantage of all of this. And like I said, there's those 2 little plots down in the southwest that we need to buy, and I think what I'm gonna do is sell enough clothing, the old fallback. We'll sell some more clothes. We'll sell enough clothing to be able to afford to get those 2 plots. It's not gonna take a whole lot anyways. That's a nice looking Hinterland view right there, isn't it? I like it. It looks like we are legitimately tearing up God's country. I'll tell you that much right now. That was one of the funniest things. I remember hearing that for the first time. At least I think it's the first time I ever heard the term God's country. Was a friend of mine that lived north of here. His dad, just a great guy, one of the nicest. You know how you just meet people once in a while and you can just tell they're like the nicest, most genuine people, and there's absolutely nothing about them that makes you go, yeah, you know, there's no surface stuff going on there. It's literally what you see is what you get kind of people. He was one of them. He's no longer with us, unfortunately, but worked his whole life at the same place. Had a bunch of land, I think about 40 acres up north of here, and we were visiting there. We used to go, that's where I did some hunting. Sitting in a cabin in a lazy boy. Fantastic. And and I still can remember the first time I got up there. We were walking around some of the land. He was just showing me where they did their hunting and stuff. And, I'm going to have to recreate that field, aren't I? Well, we can do that, I guess. I just didn't think that through, did I? We're going to have to do this, though. Actually, shoot, I just passed the Fent, didn't I? There it is. Brad, you don't have to turn the Fent on. We can actually... Probably making this harder than it needs to be. But we can save this course. Activate. I'll just say temp. There we go. Get the fingers on the old keyboard the right way. So temp course. And have to clear that off. And we should be able to wing over to our John Deere. And we should be able to load this temp course. Load it. Activate it. There we go. There's our lines. And I think we're going to tell it to do the nearest. I might have to enable plowing though. Let's see what it does here. I think I'm going to have to do that. Allow create field thing on again. So yeah, we were out doing a big old North 40 walk. Yeah. Yeah, Brad. You gotta do that, Brad. It's not gonna figure it out on its own. There we go. So we were doing the big North 40 walk, and I remember him stopping and looking around, and he was just showing me, you know, the lake out in the distance and stuff, and he's like, yeah, it's just beautiful up here. And I'm like, yeah, it's really nice. And he's like, this is truly God's country. And I remember thinking, that's actually kind of funny. I don't know why it struck me as funny at the time, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, you know what? I think you might be right. I think this really is God's country. And I see Hinterland like this. And if there were more, if there were trees all throughout all of this, basically, if this entire map was basically treed up with these little ponds and lakes and things, it reminds me a lot of that property, and I miss it a lot because we had some really good times and a lot of good hunting. Holy cow. Shot my first buck there, my first doe, gutted my first one. Sorry, I know for some of you that probably sounds horrible, but they were eaten, they were treated respectfully, and they definitely put food on the table. And in fact, that same year, I found out that's his family would always donate a deer to the I don't know where they donated it to. It was to feed the poor, but they would have it all processed. They would pay for all the processing, and they would make a lot of ground meat, ground venison. They would make you'd have, of course, the back straps, which we all know are the best. And they would take all of that meat and they would donate it to a local halfway house, or I love that wiggle, the little butt of the John Deere just is so happy to be out plowing. Its little hiney just wiggles. But they would donate all that meat, and it went to feed a good number of people. You can get a good deal of meat out of a deer, you know, and delicious too. Ooh, wow, not gamey, cooked up just right, butter, and maybe, man, that's freaking me out, man. I thought my monitor was shaking, but it's just it's the hiney of the John Deere that's just going to town. Well, we are getting close to the end of the episode. I guess the one thing we can do real quick is hopping our little Voltra, our cute little blue Voltra that's been here since day one. I refuse to sell our little Voltra. It's been my little companion. He got a little facelift. He got a new front weight. But other than that, you know, we do have this reverse steering we've never used. I didn't think we would. Oh, and I kind of chuckled a bit because with the new, is it the Hay and Forage DLC? There's is it a swather that's on there that says best if used with a tractor with, I think they call it reverse steering. And I thought, you know what? We've got a Voltra that can do that, and in fact, I've got that DLC loaded, don't I? I'm pretty darn sure I do. Hay and Forage pack. And it was this thing right here. A tractor with reverse driving function is recommended for this tool. I almost want to get it to use on our Voltra just so we can try reverse driving. What is this thing? It's a swather, isn't it? Yeah, a windrower. Okay. Yeah. So did you all buy the pack? I'm curious. I don't know how sales have been. That's a nice looking tool right there, actually. That actually looks really Christmassy. This is kind of funny to me. Did I point this out to you all? I don't think I have. So there's this thing, right? And when I saw this, I thought, man, does that look really familiar? And I bet I didn't activate it to show you. Yep. Doesn't that look oddly familiar? This is a Giants mod that was released for free fairly early on after the release of Farm Sim 22. Now, I understand it's not identical, but come on. So, what is this? The Abbey, I think it's pronounced, or Abbey. That is free in the Giants Mod Hub. It's been there for a few months. I knew I recognized this thing. And then I came down to the old Hay and Forage pack and was like, oh, wow. Either Reform stole Abbey or Abbey stole Reform, but I'm going to guess they're coming out of the same factory. Now, that front bumper, or this front, hitch, and even the, oh my goodness gracious, axle. Oh my gosh, if I didn't remember that, I was going to quit. Does look a little different. I do like these, though. They're cool looking, and they're super flexy. But, I don't know. I'm not super impressed. Like, and I think I even said I'm not super impressed. This basically already have. I mean, we have all of this, only just different brands, more or less. But I think maybe if you're a Europe, I mean, what? Don't we have like 4 of those already in the game? Anyways, if you're a European player, a lot of this might be super cool because you actually see it out in the fields and stuff. But here in the U.S., I would venture to guess Canada, North America in general, most of this stuff we just never would see or use. That's pretty cool looking mower, though. I like that. It looks a little toyish. The colors are giving me a Barbie vibe of some sort. But so you can change that from a mower. Oh, now that's pretty sweet. I didn't notice that. That's actually pretty cool. I'll probably never use it because of the size. So in real life, this must all disconnect from here, and you can connect this unit on. That's all right. That's all right. I like that. I actually kind of like that. And I actually like this truck. I think this truck's kind of funky and sporty. But again, I don't think I have it activated in Hinterland. But there is something exceptionally similar. And I think it even might be a Giants mod again. If it's not Giants, I might be wrong about that. I think it is, though. Doesn't look like I have it activated. And I honestly can't remember the brand name offhand. I bet you all know what I'm talking about, though. It comes in like a pack, like this kind of thing, where it comes with the truck and the attachments, if I remember correctly. And I think it's later in the alphabet as well. Anyways, I'm a little on this latest DLC. I feel kind of like, boy, I was really excited to see what was going to be brought out for the June DLC, and it's kind of a can't wait. Oh, okay. So now it starts over again. Can't wait to see what's next. I hope it's not another. Oh. What are we doing, you might ask? What is Brad stinking doing, driving around? Oh, look how much cotton we have. Oh my gosh, we have so much cotton. As it's slowly being fed into the... I'm not going to be able to turn around there, so I'm going to turn around here. Oh, squeeze it, squeeze it. Let's stop right there. Euro pallet. Oh, that didn't do much, did it? I don't know how many we need. Oh, sorry, Mr. Trailer. I don't know how many we need to sell. I don't want to oversell because we're not getting top dollar yet. Stop, come on, get out of there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Let's just do an even 14. That leaves us a few, because I think right now with clothing, the highest price, ooh, yeah, not the greatest. 14.7, 14.8 almost. Quite about $4,500 difference, so it's not that great. But I think this will be enough to... How much are we talking about? 14, what was it, 14,000? Let's just say 15,000, make it easy. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210. Yeah, definitely more than we need to sell, but we're going for it. We're still racking in on passive income. For passive income, now with clothing and all of these production facilities selling whatever they make every night, we're doing pretty well. We've got our big radio tower. We've got our summer rentals. We've got the Redneck restaurant. Let's just get this sold. I think it's going to be about 200 if my math was even remotely close. We're probably going to end up somewhere in the, I'm going to guess 280,000 bucks. Let's see what happens. Total in our bank, 280,000. Oh, so close. 277.80, and we're getting ticked off for our course play worker. So basically, that means let's go get a coffee. Let's get a coffee. We'll go through the drive-thru here. See who's working. I think Heinrich's boy is working today. I think he's got a son that works here. Heinrich Jr., HJ. I'd like a latte, fat milk. In fact, make the milk as fatty as possible. I mean, if you have to scoop it into the coffee, I'm okay with that. Basically, make it ice cream if you can. And one of these glace, water and coffee plus milk. And let me back up here real quick. And a frappe. a crappy frappy. Let's take that too. All right, we got her. Pick up our order, he said, at the next window. Or pay at the next window. All right, so we paid. And I think we pick up our order over here. That'd be amazing in real life to be able to. And scooch up a little bit. Thank you. Is this a window or is this just a window? Well, either way, we got our coffee. We're out of here. Thanks, HJ. All right. So now what we can do is we'll pull off the road. Actually, you know what? Let's go up by the lake so we can enjoy our coffee while looking at nature. Why not? All right. This would be a nice place to... Oh my gosh, in the summer... Now, December, it's going to be freezing, but in the summertime, take your shoes and socks off, roll up your old pants, and just... Oh, that'd be so nice. Oh, man. And fishing. Stock these things with some northern pike or some bass. Oh. Anyways, I digress. Let's do one more thing before we... Oh, it looks like our John Deere's doing a good job for us. Let's go ahead and make the momentous moment and buy the remainder of our land. That didn't work out well. There we go. We are finally the proud owners of Hinterland. Tick that box off. We are there. Somehow or other... How much was that? About 80, so about 160? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And let's just check one more thing out. Oh, we have a... Why do I have that pack? Oh, it's part of the LSFM pack. I was wondering, why do we have an anhydrous? But yeah, that makes sense. Nothing too... I like that truck, but we don't need it. That's a pretty sweet looking auger wagon of sorts for potatoes. Almost makes me want to do potatoes and use that. I like that conveyor belt system up front there. That'd be a nightmare to maintain. Oh, the Ropa. Mr. McCormick, I would buy you if you had more horsepower. I do want a McCormick on the farm, but haven't had the right one show up yet. There's a really nice, if I remember right, hopefully I enabled it. But there is a really nice, I bet I didn't enable it. Nope, I didn't. Come on, Brad, get it together. There's a really nice McCormick mod out there in the Giants mod hub that has had me wanting to use it in game. I'm going to remember to enable that. Maybe we can get our hands on it. All right, everyone. I think that's going to do it for this episode. We've gone a little long in the tooth, but we got some stuff done. We are now proud owners of the entire, I guess you would say, village, township, whatever you call it, of Hinterland. We can now use the land to our advantage to profit from, destroy, and yeah, trample on. We're gonna try and leave. We're definitely gonna try and leave some stuff for the wildlife. I don't want to be too much of a jerk. All right, you all take care of yourselves. Happy Friday, like I said. Have a really good weekend. If I don't see you, I will have a couple videos this weekend, so keep an eye open for those. Take care of yourselves and each other. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Of course, I shouldn't. Do I even have to say that? I figure if you like the video, you know to leave a like and subscribe if you so desire. And I'll see you. If not this weekend, we'll be back here Monday for some more Hinterland fun. Talk to y'all later. Bye for now.